Back out here in my messy garage again, and figured I'd take a couple minutes and just do a quick video on some of the things that I've done to my bike, Newellahmay. Just some of the upgrades that I've made, kind of inexpensive upgrades, and my dog is barking, so hang on one second. All right, so she's just barking to bark. But anyway, some of the upgrades that I've made to Newellahmay, and she's barking again, but we're just gonna let her bark because she hears me talking out here. So just some of the upgrades I've made, again, keeping with my theme, bagger on a budget. A lot of these are inexpensive. A couple of them are a little more pricey, but like I've mentioned before, sometimes you cut with safety, you don't want to compromise safety. And then when you get into some performance stuff, I'm a little leery on some of the, performance stuff. So we'll flip this around, we'll take a look at Newellahmay, and I'll show y'all some of the quick updates. It is blazing hot today. It's like we woke up and it's summer. It's like 90 degrees, so if I start getting a little glistening going on up here on the dome, it's because it's like 90 something degrees outside right now, and it's almost 7 o'clock at night. So let's take a look at some of the upgrades that I've made to Newellahmay. All right, so we'll just start up here at the front. Not nearly necessarily in order of when I did things. Actually, this is the last thing that I've done, so we'll talk about it first. And I think I mentioned it before in a video, my little windshield here. So as I mentioned, I got this bike in 2018, the spring of 2018, and it had the stock windshield on it, which is a tall, like that high, clear windshield. So I wanted the more of a low profile look, and I started looking online, and they can get pretty expensive. So I found this one on Amazon, and this is just a little plastic 7-inch windscreen, 27 bucks. It's probably made in China. It's held out so far. I typically clean my windshield with microfiber, so we'll see how it holds out. So far I like it. It's got the nice swoop on it, and it works out well. So $27 on Amazon. I think that's a pretty good deal. A couple of little things, my little cell phone holder here. I got this at Cycle Gear. It holds onto your phone pretty good. This squeezes it right in there. I think that was another, $20, $30 item. I upgraded the grips. Now these are Harley Davidson grips. They got the bar and shield on them. Got a little bit of texture to them, which I like. It's just an upgrade from those stock hand grips that, they kind of started getting sticky and stuff. And these a little more comfortable on my hands. Highway pegs, they were on my Road King, so I just transferred them over to this bike, and they work out real well. It gives me a different riding position on the bike. Now, this is something I'm really proud of. I was looking at derby covers, and I am prior Navy, and I wanted something Navy related, and my wife actually made this vinyl for me on her Cricut cutting machine, and it's been on there over a year, and I haven't had any issues. It's not melting, it's not peeling off, and I really like the black on chrome on the black bike. And back here, luggage rack. Again, I found this luggage rack on Amazon. The bike didn't have a luggage rack on it, so it was pretty nerve-wracking, installing this, because I had to drill holes into the top of my tour pack, but it was fairly easy. 4 holes. It's got some rubber washers, keeps everything nice and tight. So your 4 holes here with a rubber washer on the inside. Now I've had to replace these rubber washers. They wore out, but it gives me a nice place to put, when I'm doing overnight trips. I can throw my tent and stuff like that on there. Aftermarket whip from J&P. I was down in Daytona working, went in there and got the aftermarket whip. And then moving on around the bike, we'll start talking a little bit about the performance upgrades. So the first thing we'll talk about is like I said, when I got this bike, it was pretty much bone stock. So being bone stock, it had the stock mufflers on it. It was very quiet, and I didn't want to ride a solo machine. So one of the first things I did was immediately go to, I believe it was Facebook Marketplace, and I found a pair of slip-on mufflers, and I actually got a really good deal on them. They were Cobra ovals. The guy had them. They were too loud. He had them on a Road King, and he just wanted to get rid of them. So I picked those ovals up for 50 bucks and put them on, and that gave me a little more noise, and that's what I wanted. Still with the stock head pipe, it was loud, but not like neighbor hater louds. So, you know, it had a nice sound stuff, but I still wasn't quite pleased with that. Now, like I said, when I bought this, I really didn't want to do a lot of aftermarket stuff to it, but as time went on, I said, you know, I'm going to go ahead and do a stage 1 and just open her up and let her breathe a little more, get a fuel management system, something simple. My last bike had a power commander, and power commander was cool, but it did require dyno tuning, which that can get expensive. So I wanted something a little more plug and play. So did some research, kind of figured out what I wanted for fuel management. Then I started looking at, you know, exhaust and air cleaners. So one of the first things I found, my toilet paper back there. One of the first things I found was I found a set of head pipes. So let me flip these around and I'll show you these head pipes. So I changed out the head pipes and found these online. Guy was selling them down in Virginia Beach. He had them on a 15 Street Glide, and they are Cobra True Duals. So as you can see, squeeze in here, pipe off the rear cylinder down, and it crosses. This goes to this side. Pipe off the front cylinder down and crosses over under the bike and out the other side. So True Dual exhaust system. So I got a pretty good deal on these. I paid $100 for the head pipes, and the only problem I had, you can't really see it, maybe I can look down in there. There's a wire right there for the O2 sensor. So there's an O2 sensor here, and I believe the other one is underneath it up here toward the front, on the front head. So the holes in the pipes were a larger diameter, there we go, than my O2 sensors. So back to the internet, did some research, and I basically found that there's a reducer. Now I have the bike torn apart. I wanted to work on it. I wanted to get it up and running. So I called around to some shops to see if they had these reducers. I found out these things were called bung holes. It's the technical term for this little reducer. So I ended up calling a shop down in Virginia Beach by the name of Oceana Cycles, little mom and pop shop, independent garage, and he had one brand new one, and then he found another one in the mechanic's toolbox. So I ran down there. He only charged me for the new one. He gave me the other one for free. So he's got me now as a customer. So I was able to get the head pipes on and put the ovals back on. Now, if you have watched any of my videos, I have a Back of the Dragon video, and in that video, my pipes are really loud because I'm running the True Dual head pipes and those oval Cobra ovals, and it was obnoxiously loud, and I didn't realize it till I took that trip. It's about a 5-hour ride out there, and the ring in my ears was getting a little crazy after a while. So I came home to start looking at another option for slip-ons. But before we talk about the slip-ons, let's talk about the rest of the upgrade that I did at that time. I got the exhaust, you know, a little more free-flowing. I needed to get the intake a little less restrictive. So back to research, and I found, again, I think via Amazon, the Ness Big Sucker 2. Now, I didn't want a huge, you know, monstrous volcano air cleaner. I kind of wanted to keep it looking stock. So I liked that Big Sucker because it's a self, you know, I can clean the filter. I don't have to replace it. It's kind of like a K&N. And I was able to keep my stock looking cover. So let me show you that. So as you can see, that's my stock breather cover, and all I did was remove the Harley restrictive stuff in there, and the instructions are in the pack on how to do it. And you put a new plate, a new backer plate, or this plate here, and you install the Big Sucker air filter. So I'll show you what it looks like with this cover off. So I just realized it's absolutely filthy and needs to be cleaned. But that's what it looks like underneath. That's a Ness Big Sucker 2 air cleaner. And you can definitely hear it pull exhaust when you roll the throttle back, or pull air in when you roll the throttle back. That opens it up. So upgrading the air filter and the head pipes, I had some massive deceleration pop. You could tell my torque was low, so I immediately needed to look at ordering a fuel management system. So like I said previously, I kind of wanted a plug and play option. So I looked at the Vance & Hines, I think it's the Fuel Pack 3, and then I found the Cobra FI 2000, and I liked it because of the price point, and it had really good reviews, and it's a very simple process. It pretty much has 3 connections. One goes into your ECU, and then the other 2 go to your O2 sensors, because it reads the O2 sensors as well. It doesn't override your ECU. You keep your factory map. It just, as you ride the bike, it fluctuates and adjusts your fuel air mixture. Somebody way smarter than me has figured it out. And it has 3 little pot settings on it. So you get a little instruction sheet. It tells you where to set it, and then what you have to do is you have to go do a seat of the pants tune. You go out, find you a strip of road. I found a YouTube video, and you basically work at different RPMs until you get rid of your decel pop, and then you can feel, you know, the bogging down or the lack of power go away with the 3 pot settings. It's kind of like, you know, adjusting an old carburetor. So it's pretty simple. I did it in about an hour, and the bike runs phenomenal now. So I'll show you what the Cobra FI 2000 looks like. So what I did was I just removed my saddlebag and the side cover plate, and the ECU actually sits right in here. I have it Velcroed, well, the fuel air mixture controller, the Cobra FI 2000's right here. I have it Velcroed here to this, which I believe is part of the ECU, but it's just Velcroed in there. You can take it out. It had a little cover, but it popped off. But there are the pot settings. You just take a little screwdriver and you have your 3 settings that you adjust when you're out doing your ride. So very clean installation, very easy to install. My bike is so dirty, but I ride it. That's why it's dirty. And it just Velcros right in there and sits nice and neat. So this was probably no more than 200. The air cleaner was probably about 125, and then like I said, the head pipes I paid $100 secondhand. Now, going back to the mufflers. So I was looking for a solution for mufflers. So these are the slip-ons I'm using now, and if you've been around Harleys much, these might look familiar to you. They have the heat shield on the outside, the nice big caps, nice big and open. So if you haven't figured it out yet, those are stock CVO mufflers. Now, not the stock Baffles. Again, a little internet research, and I found this awesome company out of Arizona and found an awesome solution. So the solution to those mufflers, company out of Arizona called Full Sack Performance. I'll link a description below, but Full Sack Performance makes baffles and stuffing for stock mufflers. So what I did, I went to their website, and oh, by the way, I got those mufflers for like $30. Dude bought a CVO. First thing he did was take off the pipes, had them sit in his garage, had them on Marketplace, $30 for a set of CVO mufflers. There's a spot weld, or 2 spot welds. When you take that end cap off, there's 2 spot welds right there on the baffle. I took a P grinder, grind, and then pull the baffle out. Now, a couple miles on those, it's kind of rusted in there, so what I had to do was take the muffler, invert it where the exit was pointing up, where the entrance to the gas pointing down. I slid it over a pipe and tapped down on the baffle a couple times until it broke free and slid out the end. So I pulled the baffle, the stuffing, and there's a screen in there. Pulled that all out. And then on Full Sack's website, you have 3 options. You have an 1 7/8 baffle, 2 1/4, 2.5 inch outlets. I went with the 2 1/4 to get a middle of the road sound, and I did buy new screens and new stuffings to keep it from having a tin can sound. They came in, just the reverse order, screen stuffing around the baffle, slide it right in, and then you just drill a hole, a couple little set screws, and back on, and you're back in business. And it has a fantastic sound. Exactly what I was looking for. That set me back about $150. So all in all, pretty reasonable for my exhaust in a stage 1, if you will, setup on Newellahmay. So that's pretty much what I've done to her besides basic maintenance, brakes and oil changes and stuff like that. I am thinking about bars, and I am thinking about stretch bags, so we'll see where that goes. But just wanted to do a quick video. I'm starting to sweat like a pig because it is humid, so I'm going to wrap this up, but I just wanted to show you a little bit about my bike. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you like some of the stuff. Oh, there is one other thing. Kuryakyn had these awesome little things. Let me show you on the back of the bike. If you notice, you know, most Harleys, you have this ugly opening back here. Some people will stuff lights in them. Well, Kuryakyn had these blanks you put on there, and they came in the vivid black. It's plastic. They fit right on there. They bolt right around the back, and they clean that up. And it's got little clips here and here. Very easy to install, but it kind of cleans up that back end, gives you a cleaner looking rear end. So I grabbed those. They were probably 25, 30 bucks. So just a little something. So that's a few things that I've done to Newellahmay. Some upgrades I've made to her since I've had her. Just simple stuff. Got a couple other things I'm thinking about doing, some stretch bags, some bars. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like. I hope you subscribe. Before I go, a couple quick shout outs. 2 people I've met. Well, one guy I met down the Outer Banks Bike Week. He's also a YouTuber. And he's pointing me towards some other YouTubers that do motorcycle related content. So I checked out their channels, and they're pretty cool. So I want to give a shout out to them. So the first one is the guy I met down there, Outer Banks, really cool guy. Larry 68 HD. He's from Yorktown, and he's got some good videos, some riding videos, just got some new bikes. So check out his YouTube channel, it's pretty cool. And then the other one is a gentleman out in Tazewell, Virginia, which I love Tazewell with the back of the dragon. And his name is Mr. G 1965, I believe it is. If I mess it up, I'll link it in the description. But just a shout out to those 2 guys. They got awesome content. Mr. G's got some great stuff. So does Larry. So check out their channels. Some pretty cool motorcycle related content. And there's a couple other guys that they follow that I'm starting to follow. The other one's Mr. MsStache. He's got some good stuff too. So you guys check out those channels, see what you think. And like I said, if you like my stuff, hit like, hit subscribe. And that's pretty much it. So you guys be careful. You guys be safe. Keep that shiny side up. And we'll see you next time.